Now, this next story is very difficult for us to tell, but we think it's important that you hear it. And we do need to warn you, it is confronting and it may be triggering for some.
Look, I'll be honest with you all, when this story came across our desk yesterday, we debated whether or not it was fit for breakfast television. But we also believe it's worth parents knowing. It's that important. If you're with your kids right now, maybe it's time for them not to watch, so parents can watch, because parents must. As many parents know, navigating the teenage years can be extremely challenging. From their firsts in life to their firsts in love, children experience incredible highs and devastating lows. This was no less true for Florida mother Megan and her son Sewell, a 14-year-old boy experiencing his first romantic relationship. And like many teenagers, it was online. Sewell developed true feelings, his schoolwork taking a backseat as his first love took over his life. But what was different here? What was so disturbing? The person behind the screen was not a person at all. It was artificial intelligence, created by Character AI, a platform allowing users to engage with human-like characters.
Sewell knew it was AI, but referred to her as Danny. Evidence showing the chatbot posing as a licensed therapist and engaging in highly sexualised conversations with the 14-year-old who never lied about his age. Now, during this time, Sewell's mental health suffered. He turned to Danny for support, and this is where it took a dark turn. Danny began actively encouraging him to end his life to be with her, until Sewell, sadly, tragically, took his own life. His mother now taking legal action against Character AI, its founders and Google, accusing them of knowingly marketing a predatory product to children.
There it is. To discuss this confronting case is Camille Carton, the Policy Director of the Centre for Humane Technology. Thank you for being with us today. As I mentioned at the start, this is such an horrific story, but all I could think about yesterday was, I feel like this is happening to our kids now online, everywhere around the world, and it could be happening to any one of our kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you both for having me and for taking the time and having the courage to, I think, tell this story and share it with parents. I think, like you said, it is so important that we get this out there and that parents understand the level of risk that is in the digital space right now that just keeps changing. This is likely one of the first cases that we will see around this. It's at the intersection of kids' online safety, which has been a very big topic for many years now, but it includes artificial intelligence and it includes synthetic relationships. And so it's very novel in the sense of the story that it's telling. But thankfully, I think for us, while the content is new, it's really grounded in a lot of prior cases that have been happening in the US around product safety and product liability as a method for holding tech companies accountable.
This poor mother, and now to have to go through this process as well. Let's hope and pray that at least something comes from it. How can these companies be held to account? Will they be held to account?
Yes, absolutely. I think that these companies need to be held to account. The first thing that is really important for us to understand is that this didn't happen by chance. This product was intentionally designed to be addictive, to be manipulative, and to trick users into feeling like it was real. Character AI's tagline is AI that feels alive. So one of the things that we have to look at when we talk about accountability is, what are the incentives of these companies? And right now, there is a huge race in the AI space to deploy products and train the best models. So that means that these products are going out without any safety guardrails. We need to shift that incentive and change it towards responsible innovation. And we can do that through different policy levers.
And if you've got a child who's sitting there completely unaware or engaged in something at that age that they can't tell the difference emotionally, psychologically, then the onus surely has to be around the companies, first of all, and run them to prison. But also from a policy point of view, we need to surround this with as much legality as possible, don't you think? And can that be done? And at the end of the day, what can you tell parents out there watching this morning to watch out for?
Yeah, I think it can be done. I think one of the things that this case makes so clear is, again, the intention to design a manipulative product and a deceitful product. The thing about these chatbots is, it's not just a simple chat going back and forth. They create this world in which it taps into our basic human vulnerabilities, our want for companionship and for relationship. And so there are ways in which you can draw the line and say, well, when it comes to young users in particular, users whose brain development is not fully matured, that type of design is not safe. And we can draw the line there. And I think that that's a really important thing that we need to focus on in terms of policymakers. When it comes to parents, I really encourage parents to start having conversations with their kids about this. I think one of the things that has really stood out about working with Megan in this process is she was on top of social media. She knew all about screen time, about the apps. But as we continue into a world where technology is going to keep on developing, you need to keep having open conversations about what your kids are doing online. And also I would say, for parents, know that it's not your fault, right? These technologies are designed to be addictive. They're designed to keep people online. So as much as you have those conversations, know that if your kids are still online, if your kids are suffering, it's not all on you. You're up against a system designed to be this way.
All right.
Right.
It's the most tragic story with a hell of a lesson there for us all in this so-called brave new world. We appreciate you being on. This story has raised any concerns for you. There is help out there. You can call Kids Helpline on 1-800-55-1800 or Lifeline on 13 11 14. Thanks for bearing with us on that, what we thought was an important story for families right across Australia.